Pisces, and welcome to this, your May 15th through May 31st reading and predictions. Let's dive right in with my first request for you, and that is to please watch the video all the way until the end. At the end of the video, I will be pulling cards for you from this itty bitty little deck. This itty bitty little deck does have nothing but yes, no answers on it. So if you do have a burning question that you would like to have answered and you're willing to put your trust in the cards, watch all the way until the end. All right, Pisces, where are we at right now? The last reading that I did for you, covering the time frame May 1st through May 15th, it indicated that you guys might be planning a little bit of a self-care getaway. I would love to hear in the comments if any of you actually planned a getaway or were able to get away in the first half of May. Let me know in the comments. Where are we going? We're going to start pulling some cards here for you. The other card that came up twice in your last reading was the Sun. And the Sun is considered one of the happiest cards in the deck. It's a card that indicates everything is working out great for you. So, how's May going? Put a comment in the section down below. All right. And let's see what's going on for you. First cards we're pulling are cards of where you are at now. All right. Let's see what's going on throughout the deck. Go. All right. Nine of Pentacles is your very first card in your reading. Nine of Pentacles is the card of everything is ripe for the picking. You've planted your seeds, you've tended them, they are growing on the tree. It's almost time to pick them, and it's time to just sit back and say, my life ain't so bad. What a beautiful way to start off your reading here, Pisces. The next card that we have for you is the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups represents some choices or decisions that you need to be making at this time. The one caveat to the Seven of Cups is that when we're presented with a lot of choices for our decisions, it can sometimes allow us to get a little bit out there into fantasy land. So just watch for that. But it does look like you are being presented with lots of opportunities at this time. We have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is the card of nostalgia. This is the card of remembering the past, remembering it fondly. The downside to this particular card, Pisces, is make sure that you're not remembering the past so fondly so as to be calling an ex in the middle of the night, if you know what I mean. It is fine for you to remember the past and say, yeah, I remember when we did this and when we did that, and wasn't it fun? But this is also a card with a you cannot return to the past message. All right. But by all means, get nostalgic at this time. Remember the past. And then you have the 10 of Cups. Now, remember what I said in the last reading that you had? You had the Sun come out twice, and the Sun is one of the happiest cards in the deck. I did not say it was the happiest card. There are three cards in the deck that are considered the happiest cards in the deck: the Sun, the Star, and the 10 of Cups. And you've got the 10 of Cups coming out. Pisces, everything about these readings that's coming up for you right now is indicating that your life is just rolling along. I don't know where that's coming from, but one of the things that people like to say about certain supercars and stuff like that is that it rides like it's on rails. And I don't know why that's coming up, but it just seems like your life is on rails right now. It's like it's just going along and it's so smooth and it's going every twist and turn is smooth and it's just going in the right direction. Everything that's coming up here is sunshine, roses, rainbows, unicorns. Yeah. All right. So let's dive in and see what you're actually focusing on. What are you working towards manifesting at this time, Pisces? Where are you putting your energies? I mean, obviously, you're putting your energies into positivity and wanting to manufacture a positivity. Oh my goodness. All right. So this deck is kicking out just a ton of cards. And so what we're going to do is we will collect up all of the cards that it has kicked out and we will shuffle those and see what comes up. But we have, all right, this is how many cards were shuffled out of the deck. So obviously, you're not focusing on this much. And if you are, life is going to get really, really complicated. So let's see if we can narrow it down too. What are the Pisces focusing on? That was once through the deck, twice. We're going to go through it a couple more times. All right, I'm going to set those off in case we need a clarification card for this one. But we have only one card that came out. Now I know why so many cards came out of the deck. This card is the wheel, also corresponds to the Wheel of Fortune. And what this card indicates is that whatever you kind of set your mind to right now, it's almost as if there's been a shift into what some people are referring to as the fifth dimension for you, Pisces, where you've leveled up and whatever you've set your sights on is manifesting for you very, very quickly and manifesting for you in a positive way. Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Six of Cups, Ten of Cups, all of these cards coming out, especially Cups, is indicating a lot of emotion, but very stable and positive emotion coming up. So, and then you get the wheel in what you are focusing on. Okay. And the Wheel of Fortune is about being able to spin that big wheel of life and say, that's what I want. Let's spin and see what comes up for us. But it is also being in a place of acceptance, which is really, really positive right now as well for you, Pisces, that you just happen to be in a place of acceptance. And the Wheel of Fortune can indicate that one of the reasons it may appear as though everything is going in your favor, even though perhaps it wasn't exactly what you wanted to manifest, you're in such a place of acceptance that wherever the Wheel of Fortune lands, you're like, yeah, okay, I can accept this. I can work with this. Okay. It wasn't exactly what I was working towards, but this works too. When you go into life with that mindset, with this Wheel of Fortune mindset of, okay, well, we're going to spin the Wheel of Fortune. I want this, but then something just to the left or just to the right of what you had originally wanted to manifest comes up, you go, okay, close enough. Let's get on with life. That positive type attitude that I can work with this. Oh, that's going to take you so far, Pisces. I'm jealous. All right, let's dive into difficult influences and see what comes up. Difficult influences and challenges for Pisces at this time. We've got two cards that dove right out of the deck. We've got another one that went flying and it's landed under the table. So let's see what that one is. Okay. All right. This was the first card that came up. This was the second card that came up. This was the third card, and that was the last card. Let's do these in order. Okay. In your difficult influences, you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of feeling like you are being challenged. It's a card of It's interesting that you have this card coming up. When there's so much other positivity coming up into your life right now, Pisces, it's interesting that you have this card. And I can see why this card would come up in difficult influences and challenges. And it's because when our lives are going in such a positive direction, one of two things can happen. One, we can begin to doubt ourselves and go, oh my gosh, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. When is the you know what going to hit the fan? Because life can't keep going this good. And then we sabotage ourselves. So watch for that coming up, Pisces. Don't let that rain on this amazing parade that's coming out for you. But the other thing that can happen in our lives is when everything is going tickety boo. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. When everything is going along smoothly, other people take notice. And unfortunately, jealousy and envy are part of human nature. And so they may start to challenge you. Okay. They may be like, ugh, look at the way your life's going. You're one to criticize. Or where do you get off saying that? So just watch for that coming up. It doesn't feel very good, but understand where they're coming from. And they're coming from a place of lower vibration, lower energy. That jealousy and envy vibrates down here. You're currently vibrating up here. So yeah, don't allow yourself to get pulled down or dragged down, and just accept the challenge for what it is. Next, you have the Five of Pentacles in your difficult influences. Five of Pentacles is about balancing our finances and asking for help when we need help. If you're feeling like you're being challenged by certain people in your life, ask for some help and assistance from others to say, hey, like, you know, can you support me in this? Like, my life's going well. In your difficult influences, you have the Tower. Hmm. Seven of Wands came up, and I said Seven of Wands has one of two meanings. Either other people are challenging you because they're sitting up and taking notice, and there's a little bit of jealousy and envy, or you could be in a position of potentially self sabotage, of sabotaging yourself because things are going so well, and you have a deep seated belief system. This is only going to last so long. If that is you, Pisces, that may explain why you have the Tower coming up in your difficult influences. I just want to say, blanket out there. Watch for this. Do not allow this to come in and rain on your parade. And finally, you have the Two of Pentacles coming in your difficult influences. Yeah, Two of Pentacles is about needing to make a decision, specifically related to money, finances, or career. And I want to say that with things going as well as they're going, you're likely to be presented with some decisions in the very near future. Is that a difficult thing? It depends on your perspective. If your perspective goes back to this Wheel of Fortune and goes back to take life as it comes, life is good. If you have that attitude, this really isn't going to be an issue. Let's move into messages from the universe, messages the universe wants you to hear. And I just got confirmation about this Seven of Wands and the Tower being here, and the Five of Pentacles as well. All right, let's start with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles was ask for help if you need to, ask for help, support if you need to. And in messages from the universe, you have ask for guidance. Okay, don't be afraid to ask for help and ask for guidance. Also, you have stay open-minded. Absolutely. You've got the Wheel of Fortune in what you're focusing on. Stay open-minded. The possibilities are endless. That's the message of this card. Possibilities are endless, but you have to be open-minded about what comes in. And then finally, I mentioned it with the Seven of Wands. about the potential for self-sabotage. I mentioned it with the Tower coming up in your difficult influences when everything else in your reading is positive. Potential self-sabotage. Your thoughts create your reality. There's the confirmation that you've been looking for. Okay. Stay with this feeling of the wheel of fortune, of everything is going my way. Everything's amazing. I love it. I had the sun twice in a reading in the month of May. I've got the 10 of Cups coming up in my reading in the month of May. Keep that positivity going because your thoughts create your reality, Pisces. Remember that. Let's take a deep dive into your unexpected. Looked like there was a couple cards that wanted to jump out and then they sat back down into the deck. And that one's going on the floor. All right, so we have 3 cards coming out in your unexpected. Let's grab that card off the floor. Where is it? All right, in your unexpected, the first card that came out is the Knight of Swords. And then we have the 3 of Wands, and then we have the Justice card. All right, we're going to start with the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is someone who has the propensity to charge into battle without thinking first. All right. See how he's riding in and he's got his sword raised high and he's just going to go barreling in wherever. When your life is going really, really well, don't go charging into things with your sword raised or with a preconceived notion. Pisces, just this one is in your unexpected. And so what it's telling me is that when life is going really well, there's a desire sometimes to just go barreling into everything because you believe that absolutely everything's going to go your way. And this card is saying yes and no, because it can also be perceived as coming in attack mode, right? And you did have the 7 of Wands come up, indicating that someone might be challenging what you're doing. So, the saying that's coming up is you attract more flies with sugar than you do with vinegar. And that's the sense that I'm getting for you, Pisces, with this card in your unexpected is be careful that you're not barreling into anything. Think about things first. Take a couple steps back. You have the 3 of Wands in your unexpected. 3 of Wands is about taking steps towards your future. Now's the time to act. And now is the time. This also represents somebody who's mature, who made a decision with the 2 of Wands, and now they're at that point where they're on the verge of with the 3 of Wands, putting it out into action. So whenever we read the tarot is always done from the ace up through the king. And it's about a series of lessons and things that we need to do. So the ace is about new beginnings. The 2 is about making decisions. The 3 is about having made the decision, putting whatever it is out into the world. Now, the 3 of Wands is about putting it out into the world, but this is a mature character who puts it out into the world with um, common sense and what's the other word that I'm looking for? Like just a mature way of putting things out into the world. All right, Pisces. And the other card that you have in your unexpected. Now, these 3 cards, the Knight of Swords, the 3 of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and now the Justice. And you also had some pentacles in your difficult influences. I want to say, Pisces, it looks like something's coming up for you at work. And things have maybe going really well at work and your personal life's going well. Um, that Knight of Swords and then the Three of Wands really wants me to, is taking my intuition in the direction of things are going well for you at work, but don't get too overconfident. I mean, that's really what the Knight of Swords is about being overconfident and almost being cocky. But instead, put your ideas out into the world with this Three of Wands energy, this more mature, um, common sense approach. And then the Justice card, it may indicate justice in an actual legal sense. So, you might not want to be speeding. You might want to make sure when you come to a stop sign, you come to a complete stop right now. But this card also asks us to make sure that if we're entering into any kind of negotiations or contracts, if we're signing a lease or a contract, if we are negotiating something for business, make sure that all of your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. Um, you know, Disclaimer, I am not a lawyer. I can't give you formal legal advice. What I can give you is good, sound, common sense advice. And that is Pisces, at this time, as you go through the latter half of May, if you are entering into any kind of agreement, be it verbal or written, contractual type of thing, make sure that you fully and completely comprehend what you are getting yourself into before you put your autograph on anything. You may even want to seek out, with this Justice card coming in your unexpected, you may even want to seek out formal legal advice from someone, depending on what's going on. Generally speaking, the rest of your reading is pretty positive. But for example, having the Tower in your difficult influences and having the Justice card come up in your unexpected, it could indicate that if you're not conscientious with what you are doing, I mean, let's go back to the Tower. The Tower and the Seven of Wands could potentially indicate the possibility of self sabotage, despite the fact that everything is going right for you. One form of self sabotage is not being careful in formal affairs, in business dealings. Okay. So just be on the lookout for that. There's nothing in here indicating failure unless it's failure as a direct result of self sabotage, not paying attention to the details, getting caught up in something and putting an autograph where it shouldn't have gone because you didn't understand all of the ins and outs and intricacies of what was going on. So it's not saying these cards are not indicating that that is the outcome. What these cards are saying, and part of the reason why we do tarot, part of the reason why we consult with psychics, tarot readers, mediums, and so on, is so that we have the heads up of what could potentially be coming towards us so that we can be prepared, including making sure that we're paying attention to the details. Let's take a look at your final general overall outcome. Final general overall outcome. I'm just going to kind of tuck those back in. All right. The fairies have a lot to say about your final outcome. The very first card that jumped out in your final general overall outcome is the Ace of Spring. This card corresponds to the Ace of Wands. Sorry, I'm just picking up the other cards. Ace of Wands, again, is about new beginnings. It is about new beginnings that require you to take action on them. We have the Princess of Summer. Princess of Summer corresponds to the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is about something that might be fleeting. Potentially a relationship, potentially a business negotiation, where there might be some naivety. We're going to go back to this Justice card. So yeah, just watch for something that may seem like it's a little bit fleeting. It might be immature or naive, but it is coming up for you. Then we have the Two of Winter. This is the Two of Swords. This is the card of needing to make a decision on blind faith. Before I show you the very last card in your reading, because there were 4 cards that came out, your final general overall outcome is indicating here. There is a new beginning that you need to take action on. Part of the reason you need to take action on it is because it may be a little bit fleeting with this Princess of Summer coming in. So you do need to take action on it. Be careful that you are not being naive about what you are entering into with this Justice card here. And then you have the Two of Winter, Two of Swords. This is about needing to make a decision, right? Do you want to go forward? Are you feeling confident, or are you feeling like you might be being swept off your feet? Because this card can indicate you might be being swept off your feet. Watch for too good to be true. But in the end, and right next to this Two of Winter, your final card of your reading is the Sun again. So Pisces, any way you slice it right now, even with the middle of your reading going slightly off the rails here with the Tower card and the potential for self-sabotage, your final overall outcome is the Sun yet again. You have sunshine, rainbows, unicorns, horseshoes. Right now, it is raining down on you with good luck. All right, Pisces, if this video resonated deeply, hit that like button, please, and as well subscribe so you'll receive a notification the next time I post a video. It really does help the channel to grow if you hit that like button. As always, if you are interested in any of the decks that I've used today, I'll put links in the description below. I am available for private consultations as well. Okay. Bring to mind your yes/no question. And we have one card that has jumped out for your yes/no question, Pisces. The answer is let go. Let go. You know what? It's interesting that you got this card because that's what the Wheel of Fortune is about. It's about spinning the Wheel of Fortune and letting go and just accepting kind of what's coming at you. And this is similar message. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to having the opportunity to do your next reading at the beginning of June.